Hello and welcome to another Cyber Dalek 2005 video, where in this video we're doing another tier list. I know you literally just had another one a couple of days ago, but they're easy to do now I'm back at college, so you're going to get a couple more of these kind of videos. Alright, so this time we're doing a tier list of the sonic screwdrivers. So yeah, not all of them are sonic. We've got stuff like the laser screwdrivers and yeah, not all the screwdrivers, actually got sonic sunglasses. Anyway, we'll get onto that in the video. So I think we'll start off with the first, I think it's the first on-screen Sonic, I don't know if it is, but from Fury of the Deep we have the second Doctor's sonic screwdriver, but not the one you usually see in the war games. For this story they didn't have the prop required. I think Patrick Troughton had lost it, didn't have time to make another one, so they just took a whistle and made it the Sonic for that story. But if you watch the animated Fury from the Deep, you don't get the Sonic whistle, you just get the normal Troughton screwdriver. So yeah, this is gonna go, I don't mind this, but I prefer the story around it than the actual design. I think there are better screwdrivers than it, but the story behind it is interesting. It is an interesting piece of Doctor Who trivia. And up next, the real second Doctor sonic screwdriver. This is the iconic design. This is seen in the war games and so many other stories I can't remember off the top of my head. I know in one other story they give it a little water pistol grip, but I can't remember what story that's in. I'll get a picture will be on screen right now. Look at it. Anyway, I like it. I think it's an interesting design. I think all the other designs from now on do improve upon it. I think, like the last one, it is an interesting piece of Doctor Who trivia. I just think it looks nicer than the last one. And up next, the third Doctor screwdriver. This is the first proper sonic screwdriver design we ever saw. Certainly kind of the first unique prop we ever saw for the screwdriver. And even then it is made up of a number of props from certain Gerry Anderson shows. Actually, I mentioned this in my Sonic Screwdriver history video. If you want more information on the Sonic, go watch that. There'll be an annotation at the tab at the top of the screen. So yeah, if you want more information on the screwdrivers, look at that. But for now, I'm going to rank that in the like it pile. It's okay. I think the later screwdrivers do improve upon it heavily. I think it's a bit over-designed. I don't like how fat it looks a bit too wide, especially when the neck reaches all the way up to the ring at the top. Yeah, I think it is used well by Pertwee. I do love the bit in the Sea Devils where he blows the landmines up and all that. Yeah, good. Anyway, up next, fourth Doctor sonic screwdriver, which is of course going into the love it pile. Yeah, I just love the colouring of it. I love the way Tom Baker uses it. I love everything about the screwdriver. I think it is as close to a perfect Sonic we've ever had. Yeah, actually it is as close to a perfect Sonic we've ever had. And up next, Romana's sonic screwdriver, which I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not. I don't hear many people talk about this one, but I'm not a fan of it. I think it is a strange prop. It isn't like the Tom Baker one with different colours on it. It is a completely different device. I think it looks too thin. I don't like the weird coloured bands on it. No, not for me at all. No. Okay, and next up on the list, the Peter Davison screwdriver, which is it's the Tom Baker one but with less interesting colours. So of course I like it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. The entirely red emitter head and the white ring on the midsection, just not the greatest fan of it. Yeah, but of course that sonic screwdriver was the last Sonic of the classic series. But in the Colin Baker era, for one story we had the Sonic Lance, which is okay. I'm met on it. It's a cool design. I do wish Character would release a toy of it, because I'm not buying a prop replica. But yeah, it is an interesting design, but it's just not the greatest thing. I think there are better screwdrivers out there. Right, next, we're flying through these. Anyway, next we have the 7th and 8th Doctor sonic screwdriver. This Sonic is the same as the Tom Baker one, but they made the base kind of flat, and it extends. This is the first extending Sonic we ever see, with the gold ring at the bottom. But yeah, it's, again, I like it. I don't love it. There are better Sonic screwdrivers out. There. Sorry about that. And if you hear the creaking, it's my chair, by the way, not my back. Right, and up next, one of my favourites, but I certainly think it's in the Love It pile, the Paul McGann 8th Doctor Big Finish Sonic Screwdriver, which I think is brilliant. I love the steampunkiness of it, the wooden lines on it, the blue crystal at the end, the brass bodywork. I just think this Sonic Screwdriver is really good, and I do wish they'd given it to McGann in Night of the Doctor. I'd love to have seen this on screen. I do like how he does have it in the comics though. It is good. Yeah. And up next, the War Doctor's Sonic. The War Doctor's Sonic is just the Tom Baker one, but they added a little red bottom piece, and instead of the ring piece at the top, they just added a little LED, and that's how it works. Yeah, I think it's the same as the Tom Baker one. I just don't think it's as good. Unpopular opinion, I prefer the ring at the top of the Sonic Screwdriver than to the light. I just think they look nicer with the ring on the end, but that's just me. Anyway, 2005 Doctor Who reboot came the 9th and 10th Doctor's Sonic Screwdriver, which I think is one of my favourites. I love how sleek and cool it looks. The cracked porcelain design on the body, the black bottom piece, the blue light. It's the one time I think a blue light on the top does work well. It does feel like a modern update to the Patrick Troughton Sonic Screwdriver, but with something more interesting going on. I love how it extends instead of the 8th Doctor one kind of collapses to itself. Yeah, I just think it's really good. Right, and up next, the Laser Screwdriver. And unpopular opinion, it's going in the meh pile. I wish Missy had used it instead of a weird phone thing, but it's just not, I don't know, there's something about it, might be too busy for my liking. But yeah, I love the sound it makes when it extends, that sword being unsheathed sound. But yeah, it's going in meh. I just don't think it's the best one. But up next, the Sonic Screwdriver, which is used by, I can't remember the character's name. It's in, I think it's called The Next Doctor. It's a Christmas special from the David Tennant era. It's actually one of my least favourite Christmas specials, but that's just me. And I like it as a joke. It's going in the not a fan pile though. It is cool. It is just how, I know it is Sonic. It makes a noise and it hits it against the wooden door frame, but you know, not the biggest fan of it. It's a funny joke in the episode, but yeah, I personally, if I was putting a tier list like this together, I wouldn't include it. But anyway, up next, it's the 11th and 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. My childhood Sonic Screwdriver. I had a toy of this as a kid, and I love the flick extend, but I know, I just think there are better Sonic Screwdrivers out there. I think there are kind of more interesting Sonics out there. It's cool, and I do prefer it with Matt Smith to Capaldi. But yeah, it's going in the like it pile. Next, Amy's Sonic Probe, which is made of a smartphone, and it's going in the not a fan pile. It is interesting, I think, but again, not the biggest fan of it. As for the Sonic K, which is in Let's Kill Hitler, and is I like how this is kind of something the Doctor has in his wardrobe, but I don't know, not a fan. And that also, Capaldi used the 11th and 12th Doctor Sonic, but I really don't like how he uses the Sonic sunglasses. I think they're better in Series 10 where he goes blind, but in Series 9 I just think they're pointless. No, not a fan, unless he's using them when he's blind in Series 10, in which case they are kind of cool. But I think his true Sonic Screwdriver is the 12th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver, the blue one, which I love everything about. I love the rotating lights. I like the colour of it. I like everything about that Sonic. I just think it is perfect. Perfect. But I'm sure a lot of the Doctor Who fans are going to destroy me for this, but the 13th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver next, and I really like it. Yeah, I know. The only thing about the Jodie era I think I do like is Sonic. I wasn't a fan of it at first until I got my own kind of toy of it, and I think it works really well, actually. I like the curvedness, I like how flush it is with your hand. It just is really nice. I love holding it. I love the colour of the light. I just think it works better with the blue light. If you've seen the new 14th Doctor comics, sorry. I think it's just better with a blue light than an orange light. But up next is the latest one, and unfortunately I'm going to have to put it in meh for now, because I've seen the photos, I've seen the pictures of David holding it. I think it's interesting, but I'm going to wait to see it in the show to have a true opinion on it. But yeah, it is. It's like a combination. I think I say it in the video. It's a combination of Capaldi's Tennant's and Matt Smith's all mixed together. But yeah, it's okay. Yeah, okay. I think it's the only way I can unfortunately describe it. Okay. If I see it in the show and my opinion really does change, I might come back and do another one of these. I'll probably mention it in my 60th anniversary review for each of the specials. Yeah. Anyway, up next, a Big Finish Sonic. So I don't know what I'm going to put on screen for this, but the Derek Jacobi Sonic Screwdriver, which his master uses. We see it on the cover of, I think it's the 8th Doctor's Time War box sets. We see it in the cover of. And it's okay, unfortunately. I'm going to have to go meh on it, because I haven't heard the story it's used in, and I haven't seen it in live action. So, same as the Tennant one, if I saw it in live action, I'd have a better opinion of it. I put the McGann one up there, even though we haven't seen it in live action. I just do like the design of it. Yeah, but unlike that, I think that's also too busy from the photos I've seen of it. But up next, we get so much hate for this video, but the River Song Sonic Screwdriver is going in the hate it column, I'm afraid. I just, again, like a lot of the other Sonics I've mentioned, over-design. Over-design, I think, kills a Sonic Screwdriver. And I like the way Tennant uses it when he saves River's life, but no, I'm afraid it is just over. It's too much at times, the design. Maybe if I had a physical toy of it, I'd have different opinions. But, you know, it is what it is. And next, the Trans-Temporal Sonic Screwdriver. The Trans-Temporal Sonic Screwdriver has an interesting backstory due to the fact it was made for the character options toy line. It was part of the Build Your Own Sonic Screwdriver set, but it was an extra thing, mentioning that when the 11th Doctor lost it, I think the story about it was when the 11th Doctor lost the TARDIS, before he lost it, the TARDIS gave him this, and he was like trapped in Victorian England or whatever, and he had that with him. And I love the design, I love the steampunkiness. You know what? No, it's going in the love it column. I do just think it's really cool. I'm gonna put something on the screen for this, I've no idea what. But yeah, I think that's all of them. If obviously I'd love to mention stuff like the other Sonics we see in the Build Your Own Sonic kit. I think the two unique ones we see in that are really good. They'd both, the bronze one with the green light would go in the love it column. The chrome one with the blue light would go in the like it column. There are other Sonics I know I could talk about. I know in Scream of the Shulker, we see his Doctor as a unique Sonic Screwdriver. We have seen a couple more of the unique Sonics. I know there's, there are more. I just can't think of them off the top of my head. What am I doing? Oh yeah, I could mention the Troughton pistol grip one, but I think it'd go in the meh column. But yeah, I think that's it. Unless you count that weird Sonic Screwdriver Captain Jack has in Torchwood in the first series. He has something more like the Tennant Sonic, but with a green light at the end. It is strange. I mean, they never explain what it is, so yeah, Jack Sonic Screwdriver, I suppose. Yeah, there's that. There's other Sonic devices. There's a Sonic Blaster we see, which is a cool design. I do love the squareness gun, as some fans refer to it as. It's brilliant. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.